It is the Flow Friday Night Sports Show, and for the final time this year, we welcome back to the program now Jo Franklin, the Queen of EP Netball. We've got a lot to get through today. G'day, Jo. How are you?
I'm doing really well, and yeah, we do have a lot to get through and some really exciting grand final results and some very interesting grand final matches going to be happening as well. So, yeah, it's all happening.
It is. We're going to start with Eastern Eyre Netball and
Sure.
grand final day in Cleve last Saturday. And we'll start with the little babies first, E2s, and a one-goal thriller got us underway.
Absolutely, it did. Kimber 17 defeated Central Eyre United 16, an absolute nail-biter, and it had been that way throughout most of the season, evidently. And the Supinky best on court there went to Sophie Little from Central Eyre United. So, that was a really good way for them to start the day with a nail-biter. But then we went into the E grade where Kimber 50 defeated Central Eyre United 11. Kimber had certainly been the dominant side all year, and they showed that on the day that it really counted. And the best on court there was Jarrah Mosby-Reid from Kimber. In the D grade, it was interesting, Jay, Central Eyre United had 4 teams playing in the grand final. So for the new kids on the block, they would be pretty happy with that, and they would have been really happy with this result. Central Eyre United in the D grade, 63, defeated Eastern Rangers 36. Now, that is a huge scoring game for a 15 and under game, Jason. Like, that is, nearly 100 goals in a game, which is just massive. So a lot of skill on the show there, and Central Eyre United, who had dominated all year, obviously ran away with that game. And the best on court there went to Rebecca Sampson from Central Eyre United. That then brought us through to the seniors, and this all-star team that we've been talking about all year from the Rangers, Jace, they were able to get over Kimber 37-19, so they had a really big win there. And believe you me, they still know how to celebrate a premiership because they were still going on Monday. And the Supinky best on court yet again in another grand final. She was the big performer, Jo Turner, so well done to her. In the C2, Eastern Rangers 27. Again, a one-goal game defeated Central Eyre United 26. So just a one-goal defeat there for the Central Eyre United girls. But well done to Eastern Rangers, who were able to hold their nerve and get over the line. I'm fairly sure that had been even throughout the season, anyway, between those two. And the Supinky best on court there went to Ellie Shingenga from Eastern Rangers. In the C grade, Central Eyre United were able to bring home their 4th premiership for the day, where they defeated Kimber 52-28. Now, that Central Eyre United side had a fair bit of talent in it, I can tell you, and they had dominated that grade all year. So they were certainly red-hot favourites there and did run away with the game. And the best on court there was Erin Benke, who has X amount of A-grade experience behind her and definitely showed it in that final. That then brought us through to the B grade, where Kimber 39 defeated Eastern Rangers 26. Kimber certainly a very handy side there, several ex-A graders. They had dominated the competition all year, so they were pretty happy to make sure that they made it count on the day that it really counts. And the Supinky best on court there went to Danny Sivia. That then brought us to the A grade game, Jace, and never do these two teams fail to provide a huge spectacle, and they did it again.
We were a little worried about this one, given that Eastern Rangers had been off the boil in the second semi-final. They came good last week and really sounded out a bit of a message. And, I guess they let everybody know that they weren't done with just yet. So we should have expected what we got grand final day.
Yes, we should have. And, look, it was an absolute nail-biter, and it actually went into overtime. So, scores were even and an absolute, in the end, Kimber did get over the line 46-42. Nick and Nicole and Lauren Symes just really stood up when it counted in the goals for Eastern Rangers. Shiley Harris and Amber Pengelly took a little while to settle down and to work out just exactly what they were doing and adjust to the umpiring. But when they did, look, through the centre court, the Kimber defence through the centre court was just full on. They full court defence. Geordie McCullum, Saran Shippard, CJ Kemp just provided so much pressure that it gave Shiley and Amber the chance to turn the ball around, and then Jess Clements and Lucy Klingberg, and I believe also Alyssa Moore rewarded their team's hard work and were able to get them over the line. And for Megan, Whip Lena, she actually played in the B-grade premiership and then she coached the A-grade premiership, so a pretty big day for her. In the end, the best on court went to Shiley Harris from Kimber, and all in all, an absolutely amazing game with so much talent and skill on show. So it was certainly a big day for both those teams, and sad to lose in overtime, but to think where Eastern Rangers have come from after the couple of injuries that they've had. So Kimber also a couple of big injuries as well. So, both sides had put together new look halfway through the season, had put together new look combinations and put on an absolute spectacle in the grand final.
Well done to both teams. Well done to Kimber winning the A and the B grade double. Central Air United, 2 premierships from their 5 grand final entrants as well. Congratulations to them in their first season in the competition. So they walk away with the C grade and the D grade premierships, and they'll be pretty happy with that, I would have thought, Joe.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and to get 4 teams in their first year is huge. Kimber had 6 teams in and came away with 4. So both those clubs probably did dominate the Eastern Air competition this year, and showed that on the grand final day.
Indeed. So that is Eastern Air Netball now done for season 2021. But let's move to Great Flinders and have a look at how preliminary final day went at Lock. Let's go through the grades. We'll start with the babies again, the little E graders. How did that play out?
So United Jelana 45 defeated Ramblers 27. Would have expected that score line. Look, Ramblers made simple changes throughout the game to try and to get closer, but United Jelana, just way too good with April Wagner from United Jelana getting their best, and Ramblers' best was Ruby Cabot. In the D grade, Tumby were definitely out to prove that they could do better than they had done the week before. They were able to defeat United Jelana 32-20. Sadie Curtis in goalkeeper for Tumby up against Alinta Dingwell. It was a great tussle, and I can just imagine that it was too. And young Taryn Benke, as usual, was influential for Tumby Bay for the whole game. And interesting, the contest between Maisie Curtis in goal attack and Jess Cosby at goal defence actually proved to be a really tough tussle as well. But in the end, Tumby Bay just too strong. Best for United Jelana was Maya Glover, and for Tumby Bay, no surprises there that it was Taryn Benke. B Resi, Tumby Bay 47 defeated Lock 29. At quarter time, the score was 10-8. A change for Lock, and their intensity rose in the second quarter. And at half time, it was 20-17. Both teams made some more changes at half-time, but Tumby just were able to settle a little bit quicker and took a 6-goal lead by three-quarter time. And in the last quarter, they really pushed away to have a win 47-29. Jane Pearce in goals for Lock was very, very good and got their best. And Tamika O'Malley in goal attack for Tumby Bay got their best. And, well done to those clubs filling a B Resi sides. It's not easy. In the B grade, this was really close. Elliston Districts 36 defeated Eyre United 33. Eyre United, whilst a little bit disappointed that they lost that game, really happy that they were able to get so close in the game. Look, at quarter time, Elliston Districts led 8-7. At half time, it was 17-13. Heaps of changes by both teams at half time. It was 22 all at three-quarter time, but Elliston Districts in the last quarter were just able to settle enough to come away with a 3-goal win. Darcy, as a party, was best for Elliston Districts, and Alyssa Milligan for Eyre United. Resis, this is interesting too. Elliston Districts 38 defeated Lock 34. Now, Lock had been on the top for most of the season and ended up going out in straight sets, and we know that happens all too often, Jason.
Yes, it does.
It was a really tough game, but in the end, Elliston District's experience and skill was just a little bit too much for Locke. Elliston Districts had players like Jess Bascom and Tegan Hull, who are A-grade players, have been A-grade players in goals. Christy Newton, good old Christy, she was just controlling the centre court, and Locke just sort of struggled to combat that bit of experience and that height. But Locke worked really hard. Kiara Williams and Amy Warner worked really hard in defence. They battled to contain Jeff Bascom and Tegan Hull, but they were able to get a few defensive turnovers, and a young Kiana Strafford actually rewarded them with goals off of some of those. So whilst they're extremely disappointed, Elliston were just too good on the day, and the best for Locke there went to their co-coach Kiara Williams, and for Elliston, the evergreen Christy Newton. She just keeps on keeping on, that lady, which brought us to the A grade.
What
Jane.
about this? So Elliston Districts, no strangers to grand final day, usually playing each other in Midwest Netball, but preliminary final day against another team very familiar with grand final day in Great Flinders Netball in Ramblers, and both of them were desperate to make the big day, and only one could.
Yeah, only one did. Look, Ramblers came out the blocks really running. They got a 3-goal run on, and it just shocked the Elliston Districts girls. They were sort of like left wondering what the heavens above is going on here. Young Sid Claughton and Lily Nettle, both 17-year-olds, they were just making it really hard for Charlie and Lorena to find any space, and did exactly what they'd been asked to do. Look, all the young guns for Ramblers were, they just really stood up. So at quarter time, Ramblers were up 13-9. Elliston did settle in the second and played a bit more controlled netball, and also put a heap more pressure on through the centre court to get a 19-all at half time. A couple of changes at half time by both teams, but Ramblers were able to get up by 5 at one stage, and then towards the end of the quarter they actually blew it out to lead by 10 by three-quarter time. Nobody had told these young Magpie girls what their opposition had achieved in the past and just how good they really are. They just took it all before them, and Keeley was a great target for them right up through the whole game. But after three-quarter time, as we know, Elliston Districts and those girls on that side are never defeated. They settled. It was going goal for goal, and they were just inch by inch clawing that scoreline back in. And with just a few seconds to go, Elliston Districts missed a goal, and whammo, the Ramblers girls got over the line by a goal.
There you go, 36-35.
Yeah.
Obviously shattering for Elliston Districts in their first season in the comp, but well done to Ramblers. Great game in netball.
Oh, absolutely. And best for Elliston Districts was Lorena Heberman. And Ramblers' best, she played in a couple of positions. Young gun Ava Pedler, who is not sure that she's even turned 15 yet. So an amazing effort by them. And all in all, that brings us through to some very interesting games this week, Jade.
It does. Before we get to those, though, grand finals, of course, coming up this weekend in Tumby Bay. Yep. They also had the senior medal count, I believe, over the weekend. Yep. Is that right?
Yes, they did. They had that out at Kapini, and a great day had by all, as usual. With the B Resis, the runner-up was Susan Trenberth from Tumby Bay with 12 votes. The best and fairest was Monique Trenberth, also from Tumby Bay, with 15 votes. In the B grade, the runner-up was Erin Bubner from Tumby Bay with 16 votes. The best and fairest was Marissa Richardson from Ramblers with 18 votes. In the A Resis, the runner-up was Amisha Myers from Cummins Kapini with 19 votes, and the best and fairest was young Kiana Stafford, who is playing for Locke this year. She moved up from Lincoln to there. She won that with 20 votes. And in the A grade, the runner-up was Kelsey Hull from Elliston Districts with 19 votes, and the best and fairest Flo Polkinghorn medal went to Jessica Green from Cummins Kapini on 22 votes. The A-grade rising star best under 21 was Kira Simons from Ramblers, and unfortunately for her, she's actually not going to get to play in the grand final because she actually has to have an operation on her ankle. They also, Jace, named their top 10. Jessica Green from Cummins Kapini, Ella Wett from Cummins Kapini, Morgan McDonald from Cummins Kapini, Nikki Schubert from Elliston Districts, Kelsey Hull from Elliston Districts, Kate Hancock, Evergreen from United Chalana, Kennedy McNamara from Tumby Bay, Sid Clawton from Ramblers, Kira Simons from Ramblers, and Keely Mason from Ramblers. So, yeah, some excellent results there.
All right, so prelims out of the way, medal winners done. That leads us to grand final day at Tumby Bay. The action will get underway at 10 a.m. on Court 1 with the little baby E-graders, and Elliston Districts are going to be well featured throughout the day.
Yeah, they certainly are. 5 out of 6 of the matches they will be competing in, so they'll be pretty happy with their first year in with Great Flinders as well to get that many sides through. So, yes, in the E-grade, Elliston Districts are taking on United Chalana, Erica Larwood and Elizabeth Burns are the umpires, and Elliston Districts will be going in red-hot favourites here, I would think, and I would think that they probably will get the job done there.
Yep.
Which will take us through to the D grade at 11 a.m. where Elliston Districts again taking on Tumby Bay, who got through from last week. Umpires Jane Pearce and Elizabeth Burns. This is really going to come down to who settles first and who adjusts to the umpiring first, Jason, with this age group. I think they've been a bit even throughout the season, but I have to go with the rallies that are playing for Tumby Bay, and I'll tip Tumby Bay, but I would think Elliston Districts would go with the favourites there.
Okay. Elliston Districts and Tumby Bay will go at it again at 1 p.m. on Court 2. That is the B Resis.
Yes, they will. Sasha Stratford and Jane Pearce are the umpires here. Look, Elliston went straight through to the grand final, but Tumby are on the hunt. And this is their chance. This is their only chance to win a senior premiership. So they're going to give it absolutely everything they've got. They will throw everything at Elliston District, who I'm sure will be ready for it. But yeah, I actually think this will be quite a tight game. But Elliston, in the end, I think probably just have that bit of experience that might get them over the line.
In between the D grade and the B Resis will actually be the A Resis on Court 1. Now, this starts at midday, and it is Cougars and Elliston Districts.
Yes, it is, and not sure what umpires they're having because I believe they're getting neutral umpires in, so that'll be interesting. Again, who adjusts to these umpires first will certainly take the advantage. Look, Amy Fuss will be hoping for a convincing win here with the Cougars girls. They've sort of been the side to beat all year, but Jess Bascom and Tegan Hull, they have played plenty of grand finals between them and have certainly won their fair share of those. And they have really found some form in the last couple of weeks. So, Cougars will know that they've got it all before them. And, having said that, they've got a really good mix of experience as well, and this game could really go down to the wire as well, and I would not be surprised for extra time in this game. But, look, I think that Cougars have been the best side all year, and they'll probably get my vote for this game.
Okay. On Court 2 at 2:45 p.m. will be the B-grade clash between Cougars and Elliston Districts again, and this also should be an interesting game.
Yeah, it should. Look, Cougars are undefeated and have certainly been the side to beat in this grade all year. They'll take on Elliston. They defeated them quite convincingly in the semi-final. There wasn't a real lot in it. There was Elliston weren't even close. However, as we know, grand finals are a whole different thing. Look, Cougars have developed a good cohesion, really, because they make big changes throughout the game. I think they've got 11 or 12 in their squad, Jace, and so in most cases you would think that would be unsettling, but with this group of girls, it just doesn't seem to matter what they put out there. They seem to be able to get it together. Elliston were good last week. Look, Cougars are certainly not taking them lightly, but we all know that there's plenty of undefeated teams who fall over at the last post. But I would certainly be hoping, seeing as my daughter-in-law is playing in this game, that Cougars don't do that and that they run away with the win. And I'll get to babysit Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, however long it takes.
And cheerio to my old mate Shaz Letton there from the Cougars crew. She'll be running around in that one.
She will be.
Yep. And then,
and
of
BJ.
course... Yep, and then, of course, the big one, At 3 p.m. on Court 1, the A-grade grand final. Cougars taking on Ramblers. The Cummins rivalry renewed at Tumby Bay. Big game. Cougars will start favourites, but never count out the Magpies on grand final day.
No, and look, these two teams, these two clubs have met at this time of the year on several occasions. Look, the undefeated Cougars against the young Maggies, what more could you ask for? Look, the Cougars have got the experience as their advantage, but those young Ramblers, as I said before, they've taken all before them, and they just keep on coming. Like they just don't seem to know how to keep up, which is fantastic. There's a few nerves amongst the Cougars clan. They have been known to not quite get over the line in grand finals when they should have. However, this year, Ella Wedd, Jess Green, Morgan McDonald, they have all been amazing all season. They've been there before on several occasions and they know how to win. I really think that they'll keep the young defence line of Molly Burns and Holly Gale. Have they been amazing? They also have taken all before them this season. But I reckon those girls will know how to keep those young ones calm. And look, Ramblers midcourt, I know Keely has spent a bit of time working with them, making sure that they feed her the ball properly. But they really have not taken a backward step or been overawed by anything or anyone through this final series. So some great matchups. Look, Cougars, they like the quick give and go game, as we know, and Ramblers tactic will definitely be to slow that down. Keely Mason really holds the key here, I think, in the goal circle. If her young feeders can actually give her the ball where she needs it and where she wants it, then she can hold her nerve, then the Ramblers girls will certainly take it up to these Cougars girls. But, Ella Wedd, Hannah Green, they have been amazing combination in the shooting circle all year for Cougars. But, Abilene Burrows and Maddie Critty, they certainly know that they're going to have their job cut out. They're more than ready for the task. So, all in all, Cougars should win this game.
Should be a ripping day at Tumby Bay. Good luck to everyone this weekend on Saturday. Before we wrap up, though, tell us, how did your babies go in Port Lincoln last weekend?
Oh, Jace, out of our Waybacks had 8 teams. We got 4. We got 4 premierships. My 15 Div 1s unfortunately didn't quite get over the line. We lost to Boston's 41-37, but the kids gave it everything they had. I got everybody out in the court. They all got to experience what it's like to play in a grand final. The best on court in that game was Lauren McDonald. Just quickly, 11 Div 2s, Imperials 19 defeated Waybacks 6. In the Div 1, Waybacks 34 defeated Storm 3, and the best on court there was Ella Day from Waybacks. 13 Div 2s, Imperials 22 defeated Boston's 11. The Div 1s, Waybacks 36 defeated Imperials 18. Big win there, and the best on was Ivy Aldridge. In the 15 Div 2s, Boston's 44 defeated Waybacks 41, and the best on there was Georgia Palm. AC Rezzies, Vanilla Rangers 48 defeated Storm 21. A3s, Imperials 25 defeated Willow Rangers 17. A2 Rezzies, Waybacks 36 defeated Vanilla 2 33, so that was one of our seniors. In A2, Vanilla 1 30 defeated Vanilla 2 29, so you can see how evenly matched they were. In the A1 Rezzies, look, Vanilla Rangers were the side to beat all year. 44 defeated Waybacks 32, but we're really proud of those girls to have come from bottom to play off in the grand final. Without any doubt whatsoever, the best on court there was Tori Grigg in goals for Vanilla Rangers. That brought us to the A1s, Jason. You know the history that we have here. But in the end, Waybacks 30 were able to defeat Rangers 26. Best on court there went to Gemma Seal, and she was just amazing all game. But all of the girls it was a great spectacle to watch. Great game. But, the Waybacks girls this year held their nerve and got over the line.
Well done. And, Joe, well done to you. Bad luck with your little babies, but thanks for the winter. Yeah. And, look, we'll have you back on next winter, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I'm sure there's plenty of great netball to be talked about next year and plenty of happening through the summer as well. We'll stay in touch. But thanks for all of your input into the show this year.
No worries, Jace. Thanks for having us. And, good luck to those playing tomorrow. And everybody enjoy their break over summer. And we hopefully will be back next year.